direction.
Hello everybody, thank you for being here. I just want to take a moment to do some introductions so everybody is aware of who everybody is here. My name is David. I am Kelsey's behavior coach and I work with her and her father in their home. Megan.
My name is Megan. I'm the school counselor at Kelsey's school, and I am just here to ensure Kelsey's progress in her school and in her classes and make sure all those needs are being met.
I'm Oman. I'm her father, and I'm here because she's not doing as good as she used to, and that needs to be addressed.
Okay. Kelsey.
Well, I'm Kelsey, the problem kid. Obviously, everyone thinks I'm having issues and no one listens to me when I tell them why. I'm having migraines and they're killing me so I can't do my homework and I don't want to be in school because the lights hurt my eyes and no one listens to me. Everyone calls me a freak at school because they think I'm making it up, and even my own dad doesn't believe me or listen to me about anything anymore.
That sounds like it can be very frustrating.
Yeah, it is.
I can understand why you might be upset about that. Before we get into what might be bothering you, I just want to go over some basic rules of our group today. I want to let you know that everything in here is set in confidentiality and won't go out outside of this room, and that you both did sign an informed consent form allowing me to discuss your grades and any issues with school with your school counselor and your teachers as well. So that's as far as this is going to go. Okay. So Kelsey, you said you have several things that are going on right now with school. You said you're having migraines. Tell me a little bit more about your migraines.
They're super painful. It just comes out of nowhere. It just kills my head. I'm feeling fine. And then I have this huge headache. The lights hurt my eyes, and the voices hurt my head, and I get this little light that shines in front of my face so I can't see my paper, and no one believes me. I try and tell people, but they all say I'm just making it up so I don't have to do my homework or be in class, and they call me lazy. And the kids at school call me a freak show because of these stupid migraines.
That's got to be very difficult for you. I can only imagine. And you said your migraines are now turning into people bullying you at school. What's going on with the bullying?
It's just that everyone makes fun of me because I think I'm making it up. And they think I'm just trying to do it to get attention or something, so they're mean to me and they make fun of me and call me a freak show. And no one does anything about it. And I don't want to be in class when people are saying that about me all the time.
Have you brought this up to your teachers? Let them know what's
My
going on.
teachers see that it's happening. It's right in front of their faces. I mean, it's in class or in the halls right where they're standing, and they don't say anything about it. I think they're just mad at me because I'm not doing my homework, so I don't care if kids are mean to me.
Have you brought it up to your school counselor, Megan?
Well, I'm bringing it up now.
Okay, and we appreciate that. Thank you for letting us know. Megan, is there any school policies or anything that we should be aware of that might be able to work with her to help her with the bullying?
There are. The school does have a uniform policy for all the classrooms, but what I'm hearing is that's not necessarily translating, to her classes. So I want to make sure the policy is being handled in her classroom appropriately, and it is a safe environment for her.
Awesome, it's good to hear that. Good, so that sounds good. It looks like now that your counselor is aware of it, she might be able to help you out and talk to your teachers. So that's good to go. So let's talk about a little bit, you said about you and your father seem to be having a little bit of a rift about what's going on at school. Maybe before we get into that a little bit, let's talk about how things were before you started your migraines. How were things at school?
Things were fine. I showed up to class, I did my homework, I raised my hand once every class so they give me attendance and participation points, and I was fine. And so it really bugs me that everyone's so against me now when obviously I'm having difficulties and that's not who I am.
So it sounds like that you were a really good student, you were active, you participated, you enjoyed going to school?
Yeah, everything was fine. I mean,
And how were things with your peers?
they were fine. I didn't have problems. Like, I had my friends, not like super popular, but no one bugged me or was mean to me before.
Okay, and how were things between you two at home before the migraine started?
Before, they were fine.
Okay, so your relationship was doing well?
Yeah, I guess it was fine, but now it's not.
You want to tell me a little bit more about that? What do you mean by that?
My dad never listens to me, and he's always angry at me and trying to tell me that I'm lazy or I'm just not doing my homework, and he doesn't believe
It's
me
because
about
you
my
don't do
headaches.
your homework anymore.
Yeah, but it's because of my headaches, Dad.
We all have headaches. I go to work. When I go to work, I have a headache.
Do you
You
see
gotta-
a
you
light
gotta
in front
go-
of your eyes?
Okay, let's take a moment and just breathe. Because everyone's getting a little worked up right now. and that's completely fine. It's an emotional topic that we're talking about here, but let's just take a moment, take a deep breath, collect our thoughts. Okay, so it sounds like, Dad, you're upset because up until now, Kelsey was doing really good at school. She came home, the relationship at home seemed to be doing pretty well from what you're saying. And now the last few months, you feel that these headaches are out of nowhere, and now it's just causing stress in the home, stress at school, stress for you all the way, the whole family, all the way around. Is that correct?
That's pretty much, yeah, stress.
Stress.
Lots of stress, and I'm not working as much as I used to now, and I just don't need any more stress. I have enough stress without having to worry about her not doing her schoolwork, and it just.
Well, I can understand it must be very hard to be a single dad trying to raise, children on your own, so. Kelsey, it sounds like you as well also felt that things were going pretty well at home. You didn't have any issues with your father until now, where you feel that your father is not listening to you or believing you.
I'm just a burden to him, obviously. But you're not working as much, and it stresses me out too. And I just wish that my dad would listen to me. I want my dad back.
This is really a great time for communication. She's really making a good point here, Dad.
I just feel like as soon as we leave here, though, it's just gonna go away. I feel like this is a show. Like, she gets headaches, and then she comes here, and now people are paying attention to her, and now she's gonna be nice.
Was it a crime to want a little attention?
I give you attention.
Okay, well.
I'm here. I'm giving you attention now.
Alright, and it's, I think it is, shows that your dad does care. He's here, he's single, he took time out of his day, to try to be here to try to work this out with you. And he obviously must think that you're very, independent and intelligent, and feels that you're capable of doing so much more. You've done it before, you've done really well in school, you've been successful in your academics. He just wants to make sure that that continues on for you. So it sounds like that he's very proud of you, and he's very concerned of the way things are going right now. Okay? The whole point of us being here today, though, is to come up with some goals and resolutions for us to find a way to work on this for everybody. For you to we'll find a way to overcome your migraines or deal with your schoolwork, for Dad to work with you and your school counselor, for us all four of us to work together to help come to a resolution. Okay? Dad, why have you thought about taking Kelsey to a doctor?
It's not really in the budget. I'm working half what I used to be able to work, and I just don't have insurance, so.
And have you applied for access?
I applied a long time ago, and we got denied, and so I just, not since then. It's been a long time.
Okay, were you working full-time then?
Yeah, I was working full-time.
Okay.
They said I didn't qualify.
Well, I definitely have a number we'll give you, and I recommend that you try applying for access again now that you're not working as much, especially since you're working half the amount that you were.
Mm-hmm.
Being a single dad, it's worth trying to get the access so you can get Kelsey to a doctor. I also can refer you to the Community Information Resource Line, and they have many resources for people to find medical care at adjusted rates or sliding scale. So I'll give you that number as well before you leave today. But there are options out there for you to help you find affordable health care. But I think our first step here will be to help you apply for access. And I can help you do that if you like.
All that paperwork, that would help a lot.
Absolutely, I can help you out with that.
It's a chore.
Kelsey, what would you like to see come out of all this?
I want my headaches to go away, and I want people to stop making fun of me at school, and I want my dad to stop thinking I'm such a terrible person. It would be a great start.
I don't think you are a terrible person. I know you're a good person, and I know you can do better, and that's why I get so mad.
I think that's a great start, Kelsey.
I want to do better. It's just these headaches make it impossible.
Well, I think it's a great start. Kelsey's wanting to do better. She wants to get her grades back up. She wants to be back to where she used to be. And it sounds like your dad is really looking forward to that as well. And he sounds like he's willing to start making changes to help you get to that place. Now, in the meantime, before we can get Kelsey to a doctor, we need to worry about her schoolwork. Do you want to tell us a little bit about where she is in her academics and her attendance?
Excuse me, Kelsey is a great student. Everyone at the campus that is a teacher and a counselor is aware of this. So her lowering grades has definitely raised concern, and if these aren't fixed soon, there's a possibility of her being suspended or fail to graduate. And we don't want that, because we know Kelsey is a very smart student. And my other additional concern that was mentioned earlier is, I don't hear that she feels safe in her classroom and safe enough to learn, so we need to get that fixed.
Absolutely, that should be one of our number one priorities. In order to do that, do you think it would be possible for us to maybe talk to her teachers, let them know what's going on, that we're working together to try to get this fixed and taken care of, and we can maybe get her schoolwork put together?
I definitely think so, and I definitely want Kelsey to come to me at any time that she feels something isn't being addressed or that she needs additional support with.
That sounds awesome. That sounds like a great support system you might have here at the school, Kelsey. How do you feel about that?
I feel good about that. I really appreciate that, and I really hope that we can talk to my teachers and get my homework together and make kids stop bullying me.
Okay.
It'd be really
So you
helpful.
feel if we get your homework sent home, that you might be able to work at it at home, since the migraines seem to happen when you're going more at school?
I can try. I'm really gonna try. I want to get it done.
Okay. Dad, since you're not working as much, do you think you might be able to spend more time with Kelsey working one-on-one at home with her coursework? She might need help with your readings or some fine prints. Until we find out what's causing the migraines, who knows what it is, if it's her eyesight, if it's something else, but taking that extra step possibly to help her, just to make sure that she can pass her courses and graduate on time with the rest of her classmates.
I'm willing to be there and try to do for her, but just because I'm working less doesn't mean I'm not looking for a job actively. I spend a lot of time trying to find more ways to provide, and some of the schoolwork she's doing, honestly, I don't think I'm much help.
Okay, and that's understandable. Maybe we could put something together more at school to where she might be able to, maybe the nurse will be aware and have a room where the light is dim and she can go and lay down if she's starting to have a migraine. They can set that aside, or if she needs a quiet place, she can go work at the library, or she can come see you and work with you if she needs assistance with something because she's having difficulty on it. So maybe we can get her to come to school more, but we can work with her to make sure that she has things worked out with her.
That sounds great. Anything we can do to support Kelsey, we'll be more than happy to do.
Kelsey, do you feel that sounds fair? Would you be willing to go to school knowing that if you started a migraine, you could go to the nurse's office and lay down, or if you needed extra support or a quiet room, Megan here, your school counselor, is more than willing to help you?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Alright, that sounds fair. Alright, I think that we made a lot of progress today. I think we've really come across some needs here. Now, talk a little bit about you guys at home. We've addressed her migraines, her schooling. The tension at home might actually be leading into some of her migraines as well. So maybe we can talk a little bit about...
I don't see how that's possible. The migraines started the tension.
Okay, maybe they started the tension, but maybe we can work, since we're working through the migraines, maybe we can try to work towards the tension in the home as well. So maybe when Kelsey comes to you and says she's feeling a certain way, instead of immediately discounting it, you just listen to her and ask her what there is you can do to help her. And the same token, Kelsey, when you're talking to your dad, maybe you can let him explain why he feels frustrated. So if he's saying, well, I'm really frustrated, let him explain his frustrations. So maybe if you both, instead of just saying you're frustrated and getting mad and blowing up, you can take a moment to explain your frustrations. Explain you're frustrated because you're hurt because you feel like he's not listening. Explain you're frustrated because you feel like she's not trying, or that maybe she's possibly making this up, or that it's something, maybe it's out of your control, and that's another frustration for you, that you can't fix this right away for her, and as her dad, that might be something that's really hurting you. So really take a moment to explore why you're angry, what's leading to that frustration, and think about what's really causing it. It's like you're hurt, you're both hurt, so just understand that you're both hurting right now at this time, and you can both sit back, take a moment, breathe, go into different rooms, let each other know, hey, I need a couple minutes. walk away from each other. Don't, just when it starts escalating, respectfully say, I need a moment. Do you think you guys think that's fair? Kelsey,
Yeah.
do you think you'd be able to tell your dad, Dad, I really just need 2 minutes, please let me go breathe?
Yeah, I could probably do that.
Dad, do you think you'd be able to say, let her walk away for 2 minutes? And then restart the conversation once everyone's had a couple minutes to collect their thoughts?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, well, I think that we've done really well here today. We've discussed your issues with your migraines, your schoolwork, the issues of, a little tension going on at home because of everything. And I think that everyone's working really well together. Kelsey, you seem very intelligent. You sound very driven. You sound like you really want to get things changed. You sound really willing to work with your school counselor, your teachers, your dad. And I really appreciate that, and I'm sure they both do as well. Dad, I want to thank you for taking the time out of your day to come here and work with us, and Kelsey, and to taking the time to go see the doctor and apply for access, and I'll help you do that. And just take a moment to sit back when you get angry and just kind of evaluate where that's coming from, and respecting some boundaries at the home. That might be kind of difficult because I understand that she is your daughter, but she is also 16, and and she's almost 18, and everyone needs their own space sometimes. Everyone just needs to sit back and breathe. So I appreciate you taking that time to understand these things and work with her, because it's going to mean a lot to her. Megan, really thank you for taking the time out to speak with all her teachers and the nurse and setting these situations up for her so that way she can get to school, and when she's having issues at school, Kelsey can come to you and explain to you, and you guys can work on that. I think it's going to make a big difference for her. So as we're getting her medical treatment, she's working this out at school, she can have a place to lay down. So I think we've made some really good plans and goals here. Is there anything else anybody would like to add?
Are there any kind of, is there someone she could go talk to? Like about her, like, I don't know, like a counselor or someone or something, because I feel like,
No, I think you made a
we're
really good
different.
point. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just, Megan's always here available at the school for her to talk to. But I also have another resource. It's a family involvement center, and they have peer support groups, they have parent support groups, and they have family support groups. So you can both see somebody on your own individually, and then you can come together as a family and speak about how things are going as well. So I'll go ahead and give you that number as well. So I'll write down this number, I'll write down the information about access, I'll get that to you. I do strongly recommend reaching out to them. They have a lot of great programs and things that they do down at the Family Involvement Center. They do things on the weekends, there are a lot of activities, just things to bring the family together. And there's a lot of support for both Kelsey and for you and as a family as a whole. Alright, so I appreciate you bringing that up. Once again, it shows that you're really trying and you do want to make a change with Chelsea in your home. Alright, well I want to thank everybody for coming. I would like to set up a meeting between us in a week from now to see how things are going with your access approval, doctors, how things have been going with our plan now that we're going to get Kelsey going to class, the nurse, the station, and quiet spaces and everything we have set up for her, just to follow up, and that way we can make any changes, and and feel free to, if you come up with think of anything from this, write it down and let me know, and we'll work on it, and we'll make changes and adjustments to that best help suits everybody here, make sure that Kelsey is successful in school and graduates with her peers. Does that sound good?
That sounds good to me.
Alright, thank you all for coming today. We'll see you next week. I'm going to get you those resources.
Okay.
I appreciate everyone's time.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.